All right, I don't know where I'm gonna put this clip in or whatever I'm doing right now, but I will include a clip right now of the power steering fluid just kind of bursting out of the Legacy. I just popped the hood, you can't really see it, but the power steering fluid seems to be smoking and it made a mess all down here. There's smoke, you can see it right here. I can't see it on the camera, but there's smoke. Like,
oh, you can smell it.
And look, it all came down.
Oh, should you pump?
Yeah, I don't know. The pump sounds angry. Don't really know what was going on there. I do know this thing has had a leak. Apparently the steering rack was changed out before I bought it. I don't really know, can't really confirm. But we have had a leak, and I have been putting power steering fluid in it with, with stop leak, just because I really just right now don't want to deal with it. This thing, I just needed to get to work and back. If the power steering dies, then it's my problem and I'll deal with it. Mosquitoes are bad. Mosquitoes here suck, absolutely. STI, back in the road, drove it around, it was really fun, I loved it. But another thing is, when I got this car, I noticed, okay, so like driving, it feels pretty good. I haven't had an issue with it driving. It did stall out on me once. Last year, I changed spark plugs. She's been solid since. Idle though, there's a rough idle. And for a while, I couldn't figure out what it was. I did some looking into it, and I'm wondering if it has to do with my turbo inlet. Let me show you. I feel like this might be it. I'm gonna try fixing this, and we'll see if this fixes it. So that's the turbo inlet right there. As you can see, it's bent at the bottom. That might give you a better idea to see how bad it is. I'm wondering if maybe while it's sucking up the air, it's getting caught in there and it's kind of causing a rough idle. Driving, haven't really noticed it, and oh my God, these mosquitoes are crazy. What I've honestly been doing is just spraying friggin' off. It's crazy, the car's soaked. I don't know, hopefully it doesn't do much damage to the car, but it's been crazy with these mosquitoes. I can't get them away. I sprayed myself, sprayed the car. It's annoying. But let's see if I can warm this thing up with a heat gun and get it back into a circular shape. I would say that's better. Definitely not perfect, but I would definitely say it's better. It just gets so damn hot. Let me throw the turbo inlet back on, or I guess the turbo intake back on, and see if the idle feels different at all. To be honest, this may be one of those things where I just don't know until I actually drive the car. Like right now, it might just be perfectly fine, and then I drive it to work tomorrow, and then it feels like shit. I don't know, but I'm hoping this will improve some idle, at least a little bit, maybe some fuel economy, who knows? Hopefully improve something. All back together. I don't really love, this electrical tape that's hanging up there. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if something melted at some point. I'm leaving it for now until I can really go in and give this car like a proper cleaning. Later on down the road, I would love to pull this engine out, go through, clean her up, change the, all the seals, make her like bulletproof. But I don't really see a point in me doing that unless there's a reason to pull the engine out. I don't love the clutch on this thing. This clutch is actually really heavy. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like a stage 2 or stage 3 clutch. I have no idea. Right now she feels okay. Yeah, she might have to relearn herself because there's probably a different amount of air coming in right now, but who knows. This thing's really annoying. I'll update you guys when if I notice a difference, or if there is a difference. I really don't know. I'm really hoping it helps with the idle because I feel like it should, and I really hope it helps with fuel economy because I'm doing like 100 kilometers a day right now. It's crazy. It's the next day. I wasn't sure what I wanted to make this video, but I think it's gonna be kind of like a appreciation video and just fixing up all the little things that I need to do on the Legacy that I've been like neglecting over the winter. So one of the big things, and the biggest thing that I find annoying about the Legacy, is the clutch grab point. It is literally on the ground. Now, most people would say, hey, you probably got a bad clutch. I don't think it's a bad clutch. I think the clutch is good, grab's good. I can get this thing rolling easily in like higher gears. So I really don't think it's the clutch. Like I said, the clutch grab point is literally on the ground. Let me just try to show you. I don't know if you can really see it, but try to demonstrate it. So this is gonna be something that's difficult to demonstrate because it is a feel thing, and seeing it through a camera is gonna be hard to see. But that's all the way down. So that's up, down, up. All right, that's down. Right there, it's grabbing. So you can see it's pretty well to the floor, and all the way up is right there. So you can see for dailying this car, it is kind of a pain in the ass just because it's literally on the floor. Like when I first drove this car, again, I was used to the STI being light and the grab point was about halfway. This thing's all the way on the ground. So I wasn't used to it and the car wasn't going into gear. I was like grinding gears, it was embarrassing. Shout out to the seller for being cool. I was like grinding gears, it was bad. So I'll admit, I was grinding gears, but it's just an awkward clutch and he can probably vouch for me. But let's see if I can adjust it. I'll show you where the adjustability is. I don't know if I can really record this just because it's such a tight area, but I'll try my best. So if we come down, actually, let me clean this up real quick. This is disgusting. Hold on. So inside the car, this is our clutch right here. I'm like super close and you can see the pedal moving right here. But what happens is all the way over there, which is right here, you'll see it's actually pushing the slave right there, the slave cylinder. I gotta pull the pin so I can pull that zinc coated part right there that's yellow. I can then adjust it and hopefully this will help with the clutch grab point. So let me go ahead, try to adjust that and hopefully it goes well. Okay, believe me or not, it has been adjusted. So now it bites. So I got that extra little bit of play and it bites there. Again, this is something you guys are really not gonna see. This is just for me in drivability and dailying. I should have done this forever ago. I've been fighting the clutch and complaining about it since pretty well day one. Maybe the clutch really isn't that heavy. It's just the way the pedal was set up. I don't know. But it's been adjusted, feels a little bit better now. I'll ride it out, see how it is. If I don't like it, I can always adjust it again. By the way, I have been driving the car with the turbo inlet like fixed or like back into a circular shape. I noticed a few things. Idle does feel different to me. It does feel a little bit smoother. And I could just be like playing a mind trick on myself because I think I fixed it. I don't know, but personally it does feel a little bit smoother to me. Definitely not perfect, not as like fine-tuned and smooth as the STI, but it does feel a little bit better. I feel like fuel economy is a little bit better, and I also feel like pickup is better. All right guys, I am back and I am on my phone recording. I was just leaving work and noticed there's a noise coming from my rear brakes, or at least my passenger rear brake. No idea what it is. It sounds like a warped rotor maybe, I don't know. Well, this episode is dedicated to TLC For The Legacy. It's really proving itself, but just hopefully you can hear this. I don't know if you could hear that. I'm almost home. I'm gonna take the wheel off and see what's going on. I pulled over at one point. I didn't see anything weird on the rotor. I don't know what's going on. It sounds like it's metal on metal or the rotor's warped. I don't know, but I'm almost home and I'll let you know what I find. Always something to do. Found the issue and I can't believe it happened. But let me show you the evidence and what I figured out went wrong. It's like I said, when I was braking, I was hearing like grindings, kind of like a warped rotor. I looked inside my wheel and there's a nice line that appeared out of nowhere. I was like, that's great. Went over here, didn't see anything. Checked the brake caliper, didn't see anything. I do want to redo these, actually, the whole set. So if you guys want to let me know what color I should do, please feel free to reach out. This bird is nuts. Thank you. But I noticed right here, we're actually rubbing. And I was like, that's very odd. What's going on? So I started pushing the caliper around and it does feel a little bit loose. Tried tightening them. And then I came down below. I don't know if you could see in there. There should be a bolt right there. There's no bolt. So what that means is at some point the bolt backed out. I do know that the adapter plate that I did put on this side of the car, I was saying the adapter plate I did put on this side of the car, I remember having to tap it. They are aluminum, they strip very easily, and just by removing it, it's stripped out, so I had to tap it to a larger size. So let me find a new bolt. I'm probably gonna have to grind it, make it short, get it in there. I'm gonna Loctite it this time, and I'm frustrated. I'm supposed to come home today, supposed to edit a video for you guys so you guys can get a video, and Tears of the Kingdom came out and I've been wanting to play it for a while. I'm behind. I'm a few days behind. It actually been out for a while. I don't know. Hopefully I can play it today. I've been hearing a lot of good things. So let me bang this out real quick and see if we can get this girl back together in one piece. This was not fun, but it's on. I ended up finding a zinc bolt. I don't think, yeah, you can't really see it. This is what I ended up throwing in. It's like the zinc plated bolts. I believe I removed it from my parts car years ago. I think it was to hold down the seat belt brackets inside the car. It was the same bolt, had to shave it down a bit, but it is on there. I'm hoping it does not come out again. I'm hoping with the washer and the lock washer, it ends up holding and doesn't come out. I'm definitely gonna check it again. Don't want to rub it again, but it is nice and secure on there now. I was cleaning up the car a bit and I found the mud flap that's supposed to go right here. I don't remember if I pulled it off or if it just came off, but I thought it'd be a good idea to try to get it back on because it looks kind of weird. One side has it, one side doesn't. So let me try to throw that on real quick. So the wheel's on, the mud flap's on, the Brembo's on. I even got grease on my sweater. Dawn is going to kill me. Pray for me, guys. But what's crazy is if you look down here, you can see there's a bit of a gap. Like there's a decent gap between the Brembo and the wheel. So essentially what was happening is, since the top bolt was still like bolted on and holding the Brembo, the bottom one was missing. So every time I braked, the Brembo was like going like this, hitting my wheel. I'm sure it looked interesting on the road. I'm just happy it's back on. Definitely gonna keep an eye on it. I'm going to probably check it within a couple of weeks or a week, I don't know. Just because I'm unsure about it, I don't want it coming off again. We're back. It's been, I don't know, this whole video has been like 2-3 weeks, but I wanna do something quick to just throw in, I don't know what else, other video to throw it into, but this is my original camera stand. This is what I bought when I first started the channel. And I've already fixed it once, and basically like the part that threads into here, back, I don't know, a year and a half ago, the bolt itself stripped out, so I got a new bolt, welded a washer on it. But now what's happened is the nut that goes in has stripped, and it's essentially just not holding. My solution was to find a new nut. As you can see, the one right here, it's a lot smaller, this one's bigger. So obviously it's not gonna work quite right because the hole that it has to go into, I don't know if you, I don't even know if you could see that. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to warm this up with the heat gun, and I'm gonna pull it, and hopefully it melts it into place and it has a new home. That's the plan. And I know I can go and I could buy a new camera stand for like probably 20 bucks, but I like to fix stuff. If you can fix it and you can make laster, if you could fix stuff and make it last longer, I'm all for it. So let me see if I can heat this up and we can fix it. If I pull it, yeah, you can see she's melting. What'd you call this? Upcycling? Recycling? I don't know. I guess it's not upcycling because it's still mine. But we're fixing. We're out here fixing stuff. So I'll let that cool down and we'll have our phone stand back. Or a camera stand. All the stands. Okay, so she's over here spitting some heat. Saying, what was it, my passenger side?
I don't know, I feel like it was your driver's side though.
Okay, well one of the sides wasn't working for the low beam. And then I come out, I look, both are working.
They're working.
And then the next day or 2 days later, the opposite side's out. So yeah, this car loves TLC. It's never ending, constant TLC. I don't get it, but let's fix it. Okay, I'm at the Legacy. You can see the trailer has been moved up. That means trailer content is coming soon, a lot sooner than I expected. The culprit has to do with the passenger side. Now currently there are what do you call them again? No, currently these are HIDs. And when I first got my Impreza, they had why, I just said it, I forgot it again. HIDs. So when I first got my Impreza, they had HIDs, and the owner of this car decided to put HIDs in, which is fine. There's no problem with that. I just find they're not reliable and they break very fast and they're kind of expensive. I'm gonna see if I can fit my old LEDs that I had in my Impreza. These are them right here. I think they still fit. I remember them being pretty bright, so I'm gonna see if I can swap them out and throw them in. Only issue is the cover for the back of the light. There's a hole in it. So I'm gonna have to try to find new covers, which sucks, but it is what it is. Some good news, and I got some bad news. Good news, LED works, and that's the HID. I actually prefer the LED over the HID. The HID has like a blue hue, whereas the LED is more white. So that's great, I'm happy, I love it. Bad news, and let me show you. So I found another thing broken, and it actually has to do with the clip that holds this. So the previous owner used like a zip tie to hold it in. You could see I can't get it to stay secured. I use like some green twist tie stuff, like this right here you use for your Christmas lights or Christmas decorations. And it's holding it, but it's definitely not ideal. So every time I hit a bump, it's gonna look stupid. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I can't figure out really a better idea to get this to stay. So I'm just gonna put the cap on it and forget about it. Also, yeah, the cap has now a giant hole in it. I guess it's better than nothing. There we go, she's all fixed. Happy about that. All of this crap is now out of there. Let me know if you guys like HIDs. I've tried them in the past and I just find they're more of a nuisance than what they're worth. These I think I paid a couple years ago for like 30 bucks, and they're LED and they've lasted I think a lot longer than my HID sets lasted. Another thing is I'm kind of thinking about upgrading the front end to the newer style Legacy front end. So if I see like a part out, I'm really thinking about it. And the reason for that is I want to get new headlights anyways to rebuild, especially with that side being broken. So I'm getting new headlights. Should I upgrade to the new front end? The newer style, in my opinion, it looks a little bit more aggressive. I feel like it kind of reminds me of the newer, or the Hawkeyes. They're not really newer, they're the same age. I don't know. But let me know what you think. Either way, I'm happy with the outcome. Just let me know. I don't know, I'm on the fence about it. Another thing is I'm really debating on taking this radiator out and putting it in the STI. I feel like the STI would benefit from this a little bit more. I know this is the daily and it should help with cooling and all that, but you know, the STI is pushing a lot more power and probably heat than this thing. So I don't know, I'm on the fence. In a perfect world, I'd love to just keep this and upgrade the STI radiator, but I'm pretty sure this will fit and I could just take the stock STI radiator and put it in. And it's just weird, like I don't know why there's a hose clamp here. It looks like it's just like pinching it, but I've left it just because it's been working. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. This is the end of the TLC video for Legacy, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Take it easy, guys.